Welcome to the webinar. I'm so excited for this today. So, I'm Jen, Master Intuitive, and what I'm bringing to you today is all about breaking beyond a life of being stuck. So, a lot of times we go through life and we try to accomplish a goal, whether it's to lose weight, to get healthy, for our business to thrive, for our relationship through to thrive, to have a good relationship with our kids. And we oftentimes do well, but then we find ourselves getting stuck, right? It's the same pattern. We do good, then we start to make excuses and we go back to right where we were. And first, I want to say that this is essentially not your fault. A lot of times, a lot of programming has been put on us. It's our egos getting in the way, our subconscious is getting in the way, and just so much is going on. And a lot of people have never heard this being taught in this way, right? So if you're here, this is for you to hear, to understand, and maybe something that you haven't heard before or in a different kind of way of understanding. But if you are sick of being stuck, this is for you. So listen in. And this is just going to be part one. Okay. You don't want to give too much because then just overwhelm happens and then we really get stuck and we never move ahead. All right. So I have notes here. If you see me glancing, I just don't want to miss anything. One of the biggest things about being stuck is we need to start to understand the laws of the universe. And we need to start to understand that we are physical and energetic beings. A lot of time, I'm going to say about 80% of people think that if they take the physical action, they'll get to their goal, but they're missing the energetic component about it. Yes, you may get to your goal, but what happens a lot of times to those people who, let's just say diet, for example, right? You're taking all the physical actions, you're cutting calories, you're working out, you're taking all the supplements, you're doing all the things, and you may see results and you may lose weight, but what happens in a month or two? You get burnt out. Then like they call this like the binge eating. You get burnt out, and then you're back to eating whatever you want, and then the weight you lost, the 5 to 10 pounds, comes right back on, or even more, right? Like, for example, The Biggest Loser show. Those contestants came on, they killed themselves physically for a couple months. And then a lot of them, I'm going to say majority of them, soon as they leave the show, they're gaining that weight all right back. So that's the example of a lot of people just taking the physical component. You can even put it into business. They start their business, these CEOs, they're working 70, 80 hours a week. They're killing themselves. They may have this successful business, but then in 30 years, they're having heart attacks. They're having health issues. They're having autoimmune diseases. They're wanting to quit because it just is not worth it anymore. That's an example of taking physical actions to get your goals and not having the energetic component. And now on the other flip side, a lot of, I'm going to say, more spiritual beings have the energetic component where it's like, okay, let me get my energy right. Let me just do this. But they never take the physical action. And so they also never really fully get their goals. And a lot of them blame, like, well, we're not supposed to have money. I was given these gifts and la, 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 la. Okay. So there's two components to this. There's the energetic and the physical that's going to help you get unlocked and unstuck to beginning to get your goals. Okay. Um, Here's an example of so what does it look like when you're getting 100% alignment in the spiritual, in the energetic component, right? This is your creator field is in alignment. So you're going to be like, what the hell is a creator field? Okay. So your creator field is everything energetic. It's your aura, it's your energetic magnetic field, it's your thought field, it's your emotion field, it's all of that energetic components. It's having that in alignment. It's having your belief in willingness, not doubting yourself, because a lot of people have that self-doubt programming that's running through their system. It's letting go. I laugh because that was one of my hardest ones. It's letting go and trusting that your higher self and source have that next step. It's not saying just like giving up everything. It's like, okay, here I'm putting it out there, and I know you have a better plan for me than I have a better plan for me. You know and can see the bigger picture and where I'm supposed to go. I may not be able to see it yet because I'm just a human and my ego can get in the way. It's being able to let go and not force and control that next step. Okay, manifestation. It's another big one. All right, so on the physical side, are you showing up every day? I always ask clients this. You say you want this goal, you say you're doing it, but ask yourself, are you giving it 100%? Are you showing up every day? Are you putting in the time? Are you putting in the effort to learn what it is you need to do to get to that next step? Are you adding in new skill sets? Are you just stuck with what you know and you think that's what you know, so it cycles through and you're never learning new things? So these are kind of questions to ask yourself for both sides, physical and energetic, to see where you're at. If you really want to get unstuck, it's about really looking at yourself, really taking a look in the mirror at yourself to see, what am I actually doing? And what am I say I'm doing, but I'm really not? Because I find a lot of people do, oh, well, I am doing that. I am doing that. I am doing that. But when they actually look at it, they're not doing it. Okay. So, and I just want to say too, nobody ever taught this. This isn't taught in school. This is not taught many places. So it's okay. Like, do not beat yourself up about not knowing this information. And now you're knowing it. Now you're becoming aware of it. And then this is how we can start to move on, right? Um, okay. Here is the biggest thing that you can start doing. So, the first thing this week, what you can start doing, look at where you're having an obstacle. And we have different areas of life, 8 areas of life, right? Like your relationship, family, friends, spiritual, financial, mental, emotional. There's 8 areas of life that this can apply to and be applicable. And it could be applicable to multiple areas, but ask yourself, sit down and ask yourself, okay, where's my obstacle? All right, my obstacle, what I'm really struggling with is my health. Like, I really want to lose weight. It's just not happening. Okay, great. Ask yourself then, am I doing more of the physical components or am I doing more of the energetic? So now you're aware of which one is it? Which one is it? So then you can start to focus on, which you should be doing both, right? Do not forget to do both, but you can start to bring in pieces to the one that you're not doing. And don't go like crazy with this, because then it never sticks. Start with one thing. Okay. I am being really hard on myself about how my clothes are not fitting. And I'm taking all the physical actions, but I'm beating myself up over that. Okay, that's the energetic component that you need to start to focus on, about being kinder and nicer to yourself, no matter where or what you look like. So that's the energetic component that's missing. So really paying attention to that this week with whatever obstacle that you have. All right. Another thing is, people I'm hearing, it's like, well, I'm doing the energetics, I'm doing the physical actions, but it's still not working. At what point do I know that I should shift and adjust? Okay. So first off, people quit too soon. People quit way too soon. And it's okay to take a physical action or energetic action and make a mistake, right? Because how do we grow and we learn faster? From our mistakes, from our failures. Because if we didn't have that failure and we didn't have that mistake, next time we go do this thing, we're we're not going to know how to do it better because we didn't fail at it first. And I find failing at things, making mistakes at things makes you 10 times better, and it makes you understand what you're actually doing, because you could be getting it right in the first time, but you're not really 100% sure how you did it. Now, this is exactly what I did. And a lot of you guys are going to be, you know, helping other people through this, helping other people through obstacles that you're going through. And how much more effective is it is like, I tried all of that and none of it worked. It wasn't until I did this, and this is step A, step B, step C, step how I got there. And you're able to teach them faster. So don't be afraid if you fail 100 times. Like if it's that 101 you got it, then that's amazing. I think it's just society says, if it's not working, it's not in alignment. Well, no, not all the time. Sure, if you've tried it 500 times, it's not working. Okay, you got to shift somehow. It's not about doing it the same way every time. Every time you go to do it, you're making shifts, you're making adjustments, you're tweaking things. And that's how you find your answers. Okay. Let me give you a great example with this. I am 30 weeks pregnant right now, and in my last two pregnancies, I had a feeling I had some form of gestational diabetes. If you're not aware of what that is, it's basically when you're pregnant, the placenta cannot handle insulin properly. So it's the placenta that has the diabetes, and you can be diagnosed with gestational diabetes. So this time around, more of like the fasting numbers for me. So your fasting numbers when you wake up in the morning, right? You wake up in the morning, you check your blood sugar, it has to be under 95. So I took the 1 hour test just because I failed it. I did not want to go take the 3 hour. I was already checking my blood and making adjustments. And I could have, and I did get so frustrated at some points because I was doing all the right things physically. And I was doing all the right things physically. I wasn't. There was still adjustments that needed to be made. Energetically, right, is gestational diabetes is about having fun. It's about living life in the moment, not always just having like order wherever you're going. So, right, I figured that out. I adjusted it. I figured a whole bunch of stuff out energetically. Then physically, I was like, there was still tweaks I needed to make, right? We're 4 weeks in now of testing. My numbers, by the way, are great. They're great, but they were in the high 90s. And then now I'm in the 80s and low 90s because I've taken physical actions every day. If it's a little off, I shift, I adjust. Okay, let me add a bedtime snack in. Let me wake up at this time. Like I've taken so many different physical actions. And if I would have just given up, it would have never achieved and overcome the fact that like I do not need to give myself insulin while pregnant. I have figured it out. Okay. But I kept going, I kept tweaking, I kept adjusting, because that's what you do to overcome an obstacle, to overcome being stuck. So, all of that to be said, don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to keep trying something and shifting it and adjusting it and tweaking it a little bit. You'll know when it's time to move on. But oftentimes, people don't get there. People give up. People, who want to make money online, they post on social media for a month and they're like, I'm not making money. This is not working. No, some of those people who blow up, most of them who make a ton of money have been posting for years, and they're tweaking and adjusting, and finally something has clicked and it all worked, and then they blow up and make a lot of money. So you have to keep that in mind. Okay. Um, let's talk about let's talk about the creator field a little bit more. This will kind of be the last thing that we go over. And so your creator field is very powerful. It controls everything, all right? It controls every piece of matter in your life. It's made up of forces and electricity and energy and photons, and it's made up of all the things. So this controls situations, circumstances, how people treat you, how people see you in life. And to be able to have your creator field in alignment is going to make becoming unstuck so much easier. So much easier. Okay. So here's a question you can ask your creator field. Okay. First, what area am I blocked in? Okay. Physically, I can't lose weight. I'm blocked here. Okay. How do I feel about this area? You need to be very honest, very real with yourself. How do I feel about this area? Okay, I am very critical of myself. I'm very hard on myself. I judge myself. I am mean to myself because I look this way. I let myself get this way. Okay. This is the stuff that you need to start to become really, really aware of and how you're speaking to yourself. And this is going to help you become unstuck. And this is years and years and years of thoughts and emotions and buildup that has led to this moment. And I know it can be super overwhelming. And you're like, I can't even answer those questions. Like, I don't even know how to move forward. Reach out. Please send me an email, info@jenmckillop.com. It'll be below in this video so you can see that. Send me an email and we can talk further on how to do that because I know it can be very overwhelming in the beginning. Okay. Let me just make sure. The next thing I want you to also be aware of, this is the last thing I give you. If you're trying to fill a hole, this is not going to work. That means it's your ego. If there's a ton of urgency behind it and you're not just like calm and like, okay, I know this will work out. I don't know when, but I'm just going to keep doing it. That's your heart. Your ego is like, this needs to happen right now because this is what's missing in my life and I need to fill this hole to feel complete. That's your ego. And that's a place where we do not want to come from when trying to break past being stuck. So that is something also to keep in mind while you're doing this. If you're feeling urgency, you're feeling like I said before, I need to go do this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this right now. It's coming from a place of lack instead of coming from a place of alignment in your heart. All right. So just keep that in mind as well. Okay. So I'm going to wrap that up right there. This was a ton of information, a ton of good stuff for you. And we'll continue to talk about this topic because I think it's so important. And again, please reach out with any questions you may have, anywhere where you're feeling stuck, anywhere you feel you need more guidance further. And I'm happy to be here for you. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.